You paid taxes when you earned the money. You paid taxes when you spent that money. And now, when you finally reach retirement, the system may still find another way to get its hand in your pocket. This video isn't about complaining for the sake of complaining. It's about understanding what many people only realize when they've already received a letter, seen their check decrease, paid more at the supermarket, or discovered that a seemingly small financial decision had bigger consequences than they imagined. If you want clear explanations about economic and financial rules that can silently affect your retirement, subscribe to the channel now. Many Americans have spent their lives believing in a simple promise: work hard, pay your taxes, contribute to Social Security, save some money in the IRA or a 401k, and one day you will have stability. But for many retirees, the reality has been different. Inflation reduces purchasing power. Medicare may become more expensive. Social Security may be partially taxable depending on the situation. Withdrawals from retirement accounts may increase taxable income. And a decision made today can affect your wallet for years. The feeling is brutal. You already paid while you were working, but now it seems like they're coming after your retirement too. For decades, many American workers lived with a simple idea in their heads: if I work hard, pay my taxes, contribute to Social Security, and save what I can, one day I'll be able to retire with some security. That was the psychological contract. Perhaps no one put this in writing, but this is what millions of people believed. You would get up early, work, see the deduction from your salary, pay taxes on purchases, pay taxes on your house, pay taxes on fuel, and accept it all because you imagined that, in the end, there would be a reward: stability in retirement. But then retirement arrives, and many people discover that the rules have continued to move around them. You did everything right, but the rules didn't stand still. Social Security may not be as simple as it seemed. Medicare may cost more than you expected. Money saved in an IRA or 401k can generate taxes when you need it most. Inflation can silently erode the value of your check. And a small change in income can open a new door to debt collection. Therefore, the pain is not just financial, it's emotional. The retiree doesn't just feel like he's lost a few dollars, he feels like he's lost predictability. He feels like the ground has shifted beneath his feet after he no longer has the same strength, the same time, or the same income to start over. That's what makes the situation so difficult. When you receive a small increase in benefits, it may feel like a relief for a few days. But when Medicare goes up, when insurance increases, when groceries get more expensive, when a bill arrives without warning, the feeling is different. It feels like a loss. It feels like an attack. It feels like something that was yours is being solely taken away. And the most dangerous thing is that these losses rarely come as a single, big blow. They arrive in pieces: a slightly larger discount on your Social Security check, a Medicare premium that goes up, an IRA withdrawal that seemed normal but changes your taxable income, an electricity bill that increases, insurance that gets more expensive, a medication that weighs more on the budget, a grocery purchase that costs more than it did last month. Separately, these things seem small. Together, they destroy fixed income. And here's the point that many people don't understand: the problem isn't a lack of intelligence. The problem is an excess of hidden rules. The average retiree doesn't have a team of accountants scrutinizing every detail. They try to make decisions with the information they have. But the system is built in layers. One rule affects another. One income alters another calculation. One withdrawal changes another benefit. A seemingly simple decision creates a consequence that only becomes apparent later. The trap isn't always the rule itself. The trap is not knowing that one rule can silently trigger three others. It happens within an aging economy, one that is accumulating debt and trying to maintain increasingly expensive public systems. As a country ages, a silent shift occurs. More people become dependent on benefits, healthcare, and retirement income, while proportionally, there are fewer active workers supporting the tax base. This doesn't mean retirees are to blame. On the contrary, they have funded this system for decades. But it means the system starts looking for money everywhere possible. When public debt grows, the government has few options: raise more revenue, issue more debt, cut spending, or let inflation do some of the dirty work. And this is where many people get lost, because not every charge comes with the name of tax. Inflation acts as a silent tax. No one needs to send a letter saying you're going to pay more. The price simply goes up. Medicine goes up. Insurance goes up. Rent goes up. Food goes up. Home maintenance goes up. And even if the benefit receives some adjustment, often the retiree looks at their own life and realizes they can afford less than they used to. On paper, income increased. In real life, comfort decreased. That's why retirees are so vulnerable. They have a more fixed income, less time to recover from mistakes, more dependence on public regulations, and less room to absorb surprises. For a young person, a bad decision can be corrected over years. For someone who is retired, a tax surprise, a premium increase, or persistent inflation can change their entire monthly budget. They taxed your salary. Now, inflation, premiums, and retirement rules may tax your lifestyle in retirement. Many people believe that, after decades of contributing, this benefit should arrive clean, without any surprises. However, depending on a person's combined income, part of Social Security may be taxable at the federal level. And since these rules can change or depend on individual circumstances, any retiree should check the current rules and speak with a tax professional before making any decisions. The second channel is withdrawals from retirement accounts. The money in a traditional IRA or a 401k feels completely yours and emotionally is yours. You worked for it, you saved it, you postponed using that money. But, in many cases, when that money leaves the account, it can enter as taxable income. So the withdrawal that seemed like just a solution to pay a bill, renovate the house, or help a child can change the size of your tax liability. The third channel involves surprises with Medicare. In some cases, a higher rent in a given year can affect future premiums, depending on the applicable rules. This is especially painful because a person might make a decision today and only feel the impact later. The money has already been used, but the consequence continues to show up in the monthly budget. The fourth channel is inflation combined with what's called bracket creep. This happens when nominal increases, COLA, small yields, or income adjustments make a person look better on paper, even if they don't feel wealthier in real life. The paycheck might go up, but the market goes up too. Benefits might increase, but the cost of insurance, medicine, and housing goes up as well. The trap isn't one giant bill, it's for small doors opening at the same time. And if you've ever experienced a similar surprise, understand one thing: you're not alone. First scenario, a retired couple decides to withdraw extra money from an IRA to help their child. The intention is good, the family needs it. The couple only thinks about the amount that will be withdrawn from the account. But then you realize that this withdrawal could increase taxable income, change the calculation of other items, and create a larger bill than you expected. The decision wasn't wrong. The danger was making the decision without considering the second and third effects. Second scenario, a widow lives mainly on Social Security and receives a small pension. To her, that money doesn't seem like wealth, it seems like survival. But, depending on total income and applicable rules, part of the benefit may be taxable. She doesn't understand why money that seemed essential for living now comes up in a conversation about taxes. At this point, talking to a tax professional can prevent confusion, fear, and mistakes. Third scenario, a retiree sells investments or property to reorganize their life. Perhaps they want to pay off debts, move house, or free up more money. But a single decision can affect taxes, Medicare, cash flow, and planning for the coming years. The danger is not the decision itself. The danger is making the decision without considering the second and third effects. Before making a major retirement decision, stop and look at it in layers. Don't just look at the money coming in or going out today. Ask yourself what this decision might change tomorrow, in the next tax season, and in the years to come. If you are going to make a large withdrawal from an IRA, sell investments, sell a property, convert to Roth, receive a lottery prize, deal with an inheritance, or go through any major income change, the question shouldn't just be, how much money will I receive? The real question is, what does this money trigger? Does this increase my taxable income? Could it affect my Social Security taxation? Could it increase my Medicare premiums in the future? Could it change my tax situation next year? Do I need to talk to a tax professional or financial advisor before acting? This is a point that many retirees only discover too late. The most expensive mistake isn't always paying taxes. The most expensive mistake is only looking at this year's taxes and ignoring the future consequences. In retirement, everything needs to be viewed in layers: taxes now, benefits later, premiums in the future, and purchasing power over time. A decision may seem small on paper, but when it affects several rules at the same time, the impact can be much greater than it seemed. In retirement, the most costly mistakes are often those that seemed harmless on paper. The problem lies in the intersection of taxes, inflation, Medicare, Social Security, retirement accounts, and financial decisions that seem simple, but which many people have never learned to see together. That's why so many retirees feel pressured. It's not a single charge. It's the more expensive market, the more expensive insurance, the more expensive medicine, the rising premiums, the taxes that appear, and the feeling that each rule takes away a little more of the peace of mind that retirement should bring. But the goal of this video is not to transform fear into panic, it's to transform fear into clarity. Comment below, what retirement expense surprised you the most? Like this video if it helped you see retirement more clearly. And share it with a retiree, someone about to retire, or an adult child who is trying to protect their parents. And if you want to understand the next retirement trap before it hits your wallet, watch the video that's appearing on your screen now. You can't control all the rules in Washington, but you can understand the rules before they surprise you.